All right. So y'all didn't have no sound all that time. Let me know if you can hear me. We running that back. I'm waiting on a couple people. I see y'all here and eager to get this thing going. We got a lot to talk about. I'm still promoting this music, y'all. Yeah.
Look, I'm rolling with my slimes. Yeah, I'm rolling with my whoop. I'm rolling with my slimes. Yeah, I'm rolling with my whoop. Yeah, I'm rolling with my slimes. Yeah, I'm rolling with my whoop. I'm rolling with my slimes. Yeah, I'm rolling with my whoop. Look, I'm rolling with my slimes. And bitches pee on the beat, the one they need on the beat. They want the feature for free. I'm 10 toes down, hold like both my feet on the street. The marathon continue winning, you can't keep up with me. They killed Nipsey and T. I've been sipping my tea. I ain't biting my tongue, these bitches smacking their teeth. I don't never want to hear you ask what happened to me, cause I've been busy trying to get these rappers back on their feet. But that's finished, I don't get it. They've been trying to blur my image. They've been bitching more than bitches. Don't want shit but more attention. Shit, I'm copping more expensive. Got a flock of foreign women. Spin the block, my windows tinted. I'm the best who ever did it. Don't agree and tell that shit to my slime. She always trying to give me brain when I got shit on my mind. I took a nigga main bitch, turned that bitch to a side. And if you ever see me riding, I'm right next to my Look, slime. I'm rolling with my slimes. Yeah, I'm rolling with my whoop. I'm rolling with my slimes. Yeah, I'm rolling with my whoop. Yeah, I'm rolling with my slimes. Yeah, I'm rolling with my whoop. I'm rolling with my slimes. Yeah, I'm rolling with my whoop.
All right. Who's ready? I am ready. Yeah, let me get back in the comments here. I think I missed the part where y'all told me my audio's okay, so let me know, please. Let me know. Why y'all don't follow instructions? Do you understand what bells mean to me? When I ask you for bells, that's what I'm looking for. Smart people only, baby. What's going on? Is it just Monday fog? What's happening? Thank you so much, beautiful spirit. I dropped the link. Anybody want to join me? Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. Thank you, J-Man. And Love Warrior and Sister Blue, baby. Yes. We doing this. Let's bring this energy up. I need these frequencies strong. Yeah. Let's bring up this energy up in this piece. We are the dopest. We are the best. Yes. Yes. We are on top. We are winning. That's what this is.
Bitches, we got them. Niggas, we riding.
Bring those vibes up, baby.
Making big plans, big things, we plotting. At the game, weak niggas, we stopping. Now I can make a name full of fame, roll around in paper. The other things that makes the fame, all the fakes and haters. I know they see me throw the deuces, then I see them later. Everybody asking questions like, what's up with Frazier? On that new shit, I got some new chicks. I'm making new hits, man, I thought you knew this. You want the realness, fresh, I am the realist. Real nigga talking in the sick, the effing illest. Ill shit, spitting, call it dope, the effing dope, bitch. Y'all niggas can't hang like some that call it some rope shit. All about the fame, we'll go try some leather cold shit. Stacking dollar bitch. Too much money, I can't fold it.
Get up, get up, get up.
With Dopess, with Dopess.
I muted you for a reason, baby. I love you. Yeah. What's going on, Marcus? Yeah, let's see who's in this chat. Hey, Love Warriors here. Thank you.
One's for the money, two's for the show, three's for the dope.
Hello.
And if you don't, it's cause you niggas
Ain't listening.
First place, so don't ever ask for my position. Best king of my city, got a key to my city. Bet I beat anybody I meet or see in my city.
You got a new member.
Yeah. I'm a villain, a beast, and I be killing the beast. Let's go. Be murdering tracks with my snapback on. Go home for
Joe Jackson is in the building. I see Boom Boom, baby. Yes. Strictly for the grown and sexy. No drama zone. Yes, baby. Route Lane is here. Hold me down.
Never been in the Navy, but I'm a veteran, and you can
I see Daddy Girl.
how much better I am.
Absolutely. I know Beautiful Spirit is here too. J-Man is here. Hazel E. Yes. We ready to talk about this madness that happened today, baby. Oh, goodness. Aisha's here. Yes. I hope I didn't miss nobody. Yeah. I see Christy Power also. Yes, I see some new people, I think. Tommy Morton or Tommy. Jay Pendleton, my girl. Yes. Oh yeah, smart people only, definitely. Ty Bear's here. Goldie Bay. Yes. Thanks for hitting up my comments, some of y'all. I remember y'all. Tim ATL is here. Oh yeah. We got a lot to talk about, y'all. Some juicy testimony, child. When hasn't it been? But yeah. My panel, partially, Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda! I see Love Warriors here too.
Get up, get up, get up, get up.
Get up, get up.
Goddess, Miss Bella.
Hello,
Day
hello.
8, baby. Day 8, baby.
Love Warrior, you are echoing, baby.
Okay.
Thank you. Glad you're here, though. Yes, Tommy. Okay. Okay, cool. Welcome to the live chat. Welcome to the party. Okay. Let me change my vibe here. My background. I need my background music. Woo! I needed that energy. I needed that. It's a Monday.
and you need your puke bucket once you start reading.
Oh gosh. At this point, I've developed a very high tolerance for this shit. That's sad to say, but that is a warning, though. That's a trigger warning for any of y'all out there who may not be able to stomach some of this stuff. This is some heavy stuff, man. We got some heavy duty stuff going on. I don't know. I think somebody sent me a news clip. I think that was Baby Yoda, but it was like more of a recap of the past. So I don't know if anybody has a news clip from today. But I think have
the last one I sent you was from today, but I can double check real quick.
Well, I listened to it. It was more so a recap. I don't want to do recaps at this point, but if you want to, that's cool. I do have some notes from someone who was there in person, so I'm gonna roll through my notes, and then you guys on the panel or in the chat also. If I'm missing anything that you know of, or you want to chime in, jump in. You know, where we're at, of course, and then, we'll just do it like that. Because I know you guys probably have notes and information also. I guess that's a yes.
Yes.
You know what? I'm not going to be doing these roll calls now. Hold on. I got to send a text. Okay, so let me get my background music, and then we gone. I got my Sunday playlist up. Any of y'all missed Shot of Love yesterday, please catch that. It's only 11 minutes, but it's 11 minutes that will change your lives. I promise you, if you take heed to the techniques, okay, in the archives. Shot of Love, check that out. Okay.
So I hope everybody's had a wonderful Monday. We know how Mondays are, and it is a firestorm today at court, as we know. Just sending out some love and light and blessings to everyone, and to remember to keep Louisiana in our prayers. So people are asking for help. We do have our Warrior Fund. So if you're able, please donate. The descriptions for Cash App or PayPal are, the information for the Cash App and PayPal are in the description. And just a note, okay? Thank you.
Thank you. Echoing, just saying. Okay.
I thought I did it, but I'm still echoing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We just need this quick little reminder. We got a reminder here of all of the evidence, and this is not all the evidence, but the fact that they had to roll these things in on double-decker carts. Whoever is out there saying there's no evidence and this is all BS and all of that is just a sad, delusional case of fandom. Someone said they can't hear anything at all. How is everybody else doing their audio?
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Okay.
Get up, get up, get up.
Get up, get up. You said you want to hear, oh my God. Oh, you want to hear him? I think this is it.
Oh my God.
That's what he's saying to that evidence, ain't it? And everything else going on. He has to like sit here and endure all of his business being put out on front. And we're talking international news. This man hated people knowing his business. He kept even his close associates separated so that, well, except for when they were having orgies and whatnot. But, you know, I guess they must have had a gag order when they were doing, because he didn't want nobody talking to nobody, cross-referencing information or none of that. He was a very much zip your lips or we're going to cement your feet and dump you in the lake type of thing. You know what I'm saying? So here we are. Karma, baby. This is I'm going to remind y'all, as I've been talking about since the dawn of this age of Aquarius. We're in a whole new age. We're in the age of enlightenment, truth, justice. This is where we're at. And if you're not rising to the occasion, you're stuck in the 3D. So we are moving into 5D. Some people are stuck into 3D. They can't grasp the shift. They can't move with the shift. They're stuck. That's what you see playing out with the people who are refusing to see the information as it is, to understand that these people are, you know, not, yeah, people forget stuff a long time ago. Somebody asked me about something in 1994. I mean, even if that's something like that happened, I mean, you know, that was a long time ago for everybody, but I'm just saying people need to be a little more empathetic when it comes to that type of stuff, because you will hear in some of this testimony that people lose, you know, they forget stuff like, you know, certain dates and things like that. And I think the people who are supporting R. Kelly penalize these people for this when it's really just a natural thing. You're being prepped and all of that. Imagine being on this world stage. I mean, even though they're concealed, supposedly anonymous, they are on a world stage. This is an international story, a historical. So to be part of this, I'm imagining causes great fear, anxiety, you know, especially revisiting this type of trauma. So all that to be said, to say, chill, stall these people out.
Oh my God.
So let me stop the train here. So we seen that. We got to keep reminding ourselves.
He can't hear you, R. Kelly. He can't hear you.
Huh?
I was telling Kels that God can't hear him right now. He can't hear you.
You're right. I'm gonna tell you, unfortunately, this is the response he gets, I think, from everybody right now.
Fuck you, R. Kelly, bitch!
I mean, honestly, he's caused this. This is his own doing. That's all I'm saying at this point. So, I don't know. Did I even do my greeting proper and all that? I got to do that. Otherwise, it just feels weird. So here we go.
God is dawn. Like and subscribe. Comment some night. Love in this light. Here's God is dawn. God is dawn. God is dawn.
All right, forgive me if I did this, but peace, world, peace, welcome or welcome back. Yes, baby, I'm God is Dawn the Warrior. If you don't know now, you know. I'm coming to you live from LA, baby, West Coast, and like a mug up in this bitch. I'm so thankful to be here, to have awakened this morning, for these breaths in my body, and of course for the warriors in my chat and on my panel, and the folks in the bushes and the loyals in the replay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, 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 love and light and warrior energy all day to you all. Let's get into today's proceedings. Yes, baby. All right. Now, I'm gonna get into this testimony. Let me check the chat too. Did we do that already? Everything's moving so fast. Yeah, I think I did for the most part, but I see let's see, Lucky Penny, I don't know, was here. Welcome back. I think that was it. Okay. So like I said, I got this testimony from someone who was in the courtroom. They actually have a YouTube channel, so I'm going to tell you who it is because, I mean, it's only right? So the channel was Nobody's Anything. For some reason, I never see this person's on my timeline, but it popped on my timeline. She was on a lunch break at court, so I took a break to get what she was dishing out because she seemed to be kind of going through everything pretty straightforward. So we're going to go through that.
Oh my God.
Add to what I'm saying, and feel free to chime in. And like I said, also in the chat, let us know if I'm missing anything. All right. Y'all hear me, yeah? Yeah?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yes. Get up.
That's it. Yeah, exactly. Oh, she's funny. Okay, so what I have here, so we had a Jane Doe, a new Jane Doe. She went by Addie, pseudonym Addie. I don't know if that was a first name or a pseudonym. Says that she was 17 when she encountered R. Kelly. Her friend who was with her, her best friend, was 19 years old at the time. She got tickets for this Budweiser concert. Well, I'm just going to read through the notes. Some of it is kind of out of whack a little bit, but it'll piece together. So got tickets from her mother. Mother worked at Power 196 radio station. They have VIP backstage passes. An access badge was in the center of the brochure. The mom gave her car. This is what was initially said, and then later there's some conflicting something. So anyway, mom says gave her the car to drive, and she drove herself and her best friend. It says other artists performed at the venue. Aaliyah was scheduled to perform but didn't. But R. Kelly did perform it, she said. Salt-N-Pepa, Heavy D, Coolio, and some other artists that she didn't quite remember. She herself wore a white t-shirt, white shorts, and white sneakers. Said that she was not. Oh, okay. Of course, I was on the back side of the page. I'm gonna start over because I knew something was off. All right. So this is the first person up, Addie. It says initially it says she was 17 to 18 years old at the time. She lived in the Bronx and grew up in Florida, or maybe she was born in the Bronx and grew up in Florida. She was an aspiring singer and dancer. She performed at a performing arts school. She attended a performing arts school, her high school, for dance and theater. So then she eventually did become a professional dancer. She had a business degree also. She has 2 businesses. She met him one time. Somebody saying this is Jane Doe number 8. Okay, I wasn't sure.
I heard it was allegedly Jane Doe number 11, so I'm not sure about that.
Well, someone in the chat saying 8, so I don't know where the sources are coming from. Okay, so when I asked to identify him in court, she said she couldn't recognize him with the mask. But I guess he eventually had to either pull it down or take it off so she could eventually identify him, which she did. Says they met at a concert in Florida, Budweiser Superfest in Miami in September 21st, specifically 1994. Says that she stumbled on the date and the year a couple times. I think Canick, when he cross-examined, he had to show her original testimony to the prosecutors to remind her of the actual year. But there was a ticket stub used as evidence. It was dated 1994. So now on the page I started on. So it says that Addie, 17, her best friend was 19. They got tickets from her mother. Her mother worked at Power 96 radio station. They got VIP backstage passes. Mom gave her the car. She drove herself and her friend. The other artists scheduled to perform were Aaliyah, Salt-N-Pepa, Heavy D, Coolio. The other artists she couldn't remember. She said Aaliyah did not perform, but R. Kelly did. She herself was wearing, she said she wasn't provocative, I think was the word, or something having to do with looking loose, I guess. But it says that she had a white t-shirt, white shorts, and some white sneakers. As they were in the third row, VIP by the stage, a man approached her and her best friend and asked if she wanted an autograph. Says Canick asked who approached her. She kind of went back and forth. Well, let me make sure I'm not on the wrong side of the page. I had these pages backwards. Hold on. Okay. Asked if she wanted an autograph. Canick asked who approached her. She said 2 African-American men. I don't know if she's not African-American based on that, or I don't know. But Canick asked, do you know these 2 African-American men? Why are you saying they're African-American? He said that raises suspicions and said, is that the only way you can describe them, by their race? Like he was trying to make her out like, is that how you're going to describe them? This is by the blogger, not this is how she's saying it. He was saying like it's not a good look, but okay. What made you think these men worked for RSK? If they were security at the venue, when they would have worked. Oh, okay. Saying if they were security at the venue, then they would have worked for the venue, not R. Kelly. She never intended to go backstage. It says she also got Uncle Luke's autograph and another artist who she doesn't remember. Anybody, you guys can chime in at any time if you've heard anything at this point. Or
okay, I do know that they clarified. Well, Canick came across aggressively, and during that cross-examination, he actually said to her, so you were traumatized and humiliated, but you are an adult now, right? You were an adult in 2000, but you are no longer a little girl. So as we sit in that, it's almost like he was re-victimizing her, like asking, so you were traumatized and humiliated, but you are no longer a little girl. I don't know if that's the best way to come at a victim in a cross-examination, because it's almost like he was trying to humiliate her. So I was bothered by that. And the 2 African men, I think that they clarified that by saying those 2 men were not at the venue because they specifically told her, did she want to get an autograph from R. Kelly?
okay. Well, I'm still reading. So she kind of stopped because she said Farinella was out there smoking his cigarettes. And I just laughed because I imagined him very nervous and just anxious and jittery. Let's see, it goes on. They asked who Luke was when she said she also got Luke his autograph and somebody else. You guys know who Uncle Luke is, I'm sure.
2 Live Crew, baby.
And the difference is he wasn't the one who did this to her. So with his music, and think about how the type of music he was putting out. So it goes on to say, R. Kelly gave a speech that only 18 years and older could go backstage when it was all over. She was 17. Now the YouTuber who I got this from called the girl a bitch for going backstage. Still, even though he said only 18, even though she was invited, like personally, they walked up to her and her friend and asked if you want an autograph. So she was confused, like, well, I thought he just said 18 and they didn't ask for ID. So, who's not going to go? So again, well, it says right here, no one checked ID. 2 men, it says, then approached her back. It said didn't check ID when the 2 men approached or backstage. Robert Kelly was being interviewed by the media after the show. So she and her best friend followed the bouncer. Says that R. Kelly asked everyone, but she and her best friend to clear the room once he was done with the interview. And it says that RSK autographed her pamphlet, which she had with her. And she told him she was an aspiring artist and that she was 17. She told him right then. And it says she didn't think oh, wait a minute. Oh, damn. Hold on, I'm out of order. Okay. He wanted to play Who Can Kiss Better. So he wanted to play a kissing game with these 2 girls he just met after his concert that he just sweated out on stage. So he was kissing her and her best friend back and forth. And I hate to say back and forth because, but this is how she described it. She says she didn't stop him from kissing her. He got aggressive. He backed her against the wall and held her wrists, pulled down her pants, bent her over, and penetrated her with his penis. No condom used during this assault, this rape. She was facing the counter. It says he was behind her and R-worded her, unprotected sex. These are the notes. She was in shock and went blank. Cameron asked if her friend participated. She said no, her friend refused to have sex with him. So then, of course, the blogger questions, why didn't you refuse? But you have to understand, first of all, she said she was in shock. Like, she froze, is what it sounds like. Some people just don't everybody handles things differently. I'm just going to say that. I wasn't there, of course. When they finished, she ran out of the door and ran from the dressing room. In the parking lot, her friend urged her to call the police and press charges. She says she didn't call the police because she didn't think they believe her. So that was the first part. Anything, because I have more. I have a lot more. So just chime in. Like I said, if anything I already said, you have other notes on. You're on mute, babe. Oh, there we go.
Oh, I'm sorry. Speaking from a survivor side, that young and a grown man, and I'm sure he came off with the vibes in the air, very intimidating. And he probably moved so fast, he probably didn't have time. Like when predators are like that, they can like sniff you out to know how to make they move, and I just, you just can't, you never know until you're in that situation, how you react.
Right.
Yeah, he said that. She said that he unlocked the door and she ran out to the parking lot.
So the door was
uncomfortable.
Okay. So the door was locked. She didn't mention that the door was locked. I don't think.
Okay.
I noticed a couple things she left out. Interestingly. Okay. Well, you're echoing still, so you can mute back.
I'm still echoing?
Yes, ma'am. Check if your YouTube is open also, because you're in StreamYard, right?
Yeah, I shut down the chat, so I don't know what's going on.
So you don't have YouTube open
at all.
They're playing. Okay.
At all, and I don't hear myself echoing, so I don't know. I'm kind of. I'll figure it out.
Okay. All right. So then she goes on. This is the blogger that I got this commentary from at the top of this. I'm not going to keep repeating her name. So if you want to know, go back to the replay. But she then says, okay, now we're going to the cross exam. And I'm thinking, well, you talked a whole lot about Canic in the beginning. So I thought she skipped to the cross. So I'm thinking she only wanted to hear the cross. I mean, I just realized that actually just now. But okay. Cross exam, it says, Addie, who we're talking about, the first Jane Doe who came up today. Somebody said 8, somebody said 11. But it says Addie couldn't recall the year of the concert. Canic showed her testimony to the government, which she stated 1992. She kept the brochure in a box. Canic questioned, someone R-worded you and you didn't go to the police, but you kept the brochure, question mark. Like, what? And I'm thinking, yeah, that kind of does make sense to me. Like, I don't know. I can understand. I don't know why that's a big question mark for him, but I mean, I guess that's his job. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. It says that she had a lawyer, but she didn't remember the lawyer's name. She didn't sue. It says does not want to sue still to this day. He asked her, well, do you want to sue now? She said no. So she's not a gold digger, if anybody wants to say that. It says Canic asked, why a lawyer then? If you're not going to sue, then why a lawyer? She said, to have a legal representation speak for me. He questioned that she didn't remember the lawyer. And he asked if she hired a lawyer after surviving R. Kelly or before, or no, he just asked, was it after surviving R. Kelly? She said, no, it was prior to that. But then it says January 2019, she went to the authorities. And we know that surviving R. Kelly aired like January 8th or something like that, or something around there, 6th or something. So then so this is Canic, I'm thinking, waited 25 years to go to law enforcement, or this might be the blogger talking, honestly, because it says waited 25 years to go to law enforcement. She didn't want to be victim. Okay, so he asked her, why did you wait 25 years to go to law enforcement? She said, I didn't want to be victim shamed. And when asked why, she said, I'm an adult now and I'm not scared. Canic said, and this is the defense, that you've been an adult this whole time. When asked about Kim Fox, she said she wasn't sure if she hired the lawyer before or after Kim Fox's public call, for victims to come forward, and or the Gayle King interview, like she couldn't remember. She doesn't know when she started looking for a lawyer or where she found one. She says she looked online for the other victims to see who was representing them. It says, and that actually makes sense to me too. Like if I was victimized and all of a sudden I feel comfortable and safe to come forward, like all of this hubbub is going on around this motherfucker who raped me when I was a teenager, I'm going to jump on that too. Like they need to hear my story too. I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't then, but I'm ready now. That makes sense.
Yep.
He has no shame, and it is Jane Doe number 8.
Okay.
And the door was locked because it stated that her and her friend unlocked the door and got the hell up out of there.
Okay. Thank you for that. So yeah, he's telling her, well, you've been an adult this whole time. Okay, I said that. She said, okay, she looked online when she saw who was getting represented by who. And then it says, Canic asked if she asked the adult she was with if she could go backstage. She said there were no adults. Then he, quote, reminded her that last week and a week he reminded her that she told the prosecutors that her best friend's mom was in the VIP section. So this is the part that comes out where that they had a chaperone. The best friend's mom was actually there.
Okay.
Says she said that she did not ask for permission. And then it says, R. Kelly signed the brochure publicly. So when they went back there to get the autograph, everybody was still back there when he signed this thing. And it says the blogger brought this up to say that the security guards work for the venue. She kept insisting the security guards work for the venue and not R. Kelly. Okay, so it goes on to say R. Kelly signed the I read that. When asked about her concert experience, her past concert experience before this one, she said she had never been to any other concert. So this was her first concert. She was asked if she spoke to someone named Mayweather, in quotes, and I think we've heard of the Mayweather sisters.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So they were brought up by the prosecution. She said no, she didn't recall. Kanik asked her how long she'd been prepped by the prosecution or her lawyer. She says she spoke to her lawyer only 3 times before the testimony, about an hour each time, the day before, yesterday, last week, and a week or so longer before that. Okay, R. Kelly was shaking his head. She said R. Kelly was shaking his head left to right, like with a look on his face, like, like this is bullshit. You know, that look like he's shaking his head. Yeah. And she said when they went to break, he stood up abruptly and grabbed his book all forcefully, like, you know, like he was huffing and puffing. So I'm glad he showed the jury how you have a anger problem.
Yep.
That's right. That's right.
Is the defense attorneys, are they allowed to ask the witnesses and victims how long they've been prepped by the prosecutors? Is that allowed?
What'd you say? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at somebody telling you how cute you look, which I don't know if you acknowledge that tonight. You do.
Thank you.
As always, beautiful. Spirit is beautiful.
Thank you, Lucky Penny. Are they allowed to ask the accusers and the witnesses, whoever's on the witness stand, are the defense allowed legally to ask them how long the prosecutors prepped them? Is that?
I would think so, because they've been asking it they've been asking everybody that. From what I could see, from what I can tell so far.
I find it very interesting that he spent so much time worrying about the pamphlets and other innuendo things, but never questioned her about the R word and the act itself.
Right.
He totally stepped over what R. Kelly did to her. So what does that say to the jury? I mean, people are not stupid, right? Yeah. So you didn't question her about the alleged R word, about locking her in there, kissing her, and these things. There was no questions about that. Also, just for an FYI, I hope I'm not echoing still. Am I still?
No, you're good.
Okay.
Well,
also, as an FYI, the Mayweather name, these are alleged, actually verified enablers for those that don't know. And it just is another confirmation about this whole enabler, Rico thing, that she brought this name up.
Yeah. Okay. I lost my train of thought. I was about to say something related to this. It'll come back to me.
Okay. So it's a pattern. Regardless of pamphlet or whatever, it is still the routine. He feels that it is okay to do whatever he wants to do to anybody and not have any consequences for this. It is unacceptable.
Okay, I know what I wanted to say. Did anybody pay attention to the sketch of him when John Doe got on the stand? That he looked like he had a smile on his face. All his other sketches that they showed him how he looked when he gets pointed out, he's all frowned up, the eyebrows and stuff. But it just seemed like today that the boo thing was coming. It looked like just a slight little cheering up in there in this sketch. Just throwing that out there.
I'm looking for it because I'm like, I thought I had that one.
It's showing me
I sent that to you, Goddess.
Yeah, I had it.
You want me to resend it right quick?
No, it's okay. You're still kind of echoing a little bit. Sorry.
Okay.
Well, I'm still reading, but
I'm gonna mute my mic while you read.
Oh, it's not you. It's I told you it's Love Warrior.
Okay.
It's driving me crazy because I don't know what it is.
See, you're fine now. It's when, oh, maybe it's me. Shit, because it's when I speak.
Yeah,
It's you.
Yes.
Blaming everybody else and it's you. Get up,
It might
get up,
be.
get up.
I said it might be me. Don't get crazy. I'm
Thank
not
you, Miss
crazy.
Della.
Monday.
Miss Della, somebody in the grocery store was talking to another customer, and the man said that he had a hard time getting out of the bed, and he said he just kept telling himself on the inside of his mental, like, get up, get up, get up. I thought about PJ and I thought about you.
Oh, wow. Okay, I just pulled up the news thing you sent. It can't be me. It's not me. I know it's not. Because when I mute a certain person, let's see. La, la, la. Okay. See?
Much better.
Yeah, but it's not. Watch. Okay, let me see. I'm trying to say.
I agree with professional as I agree.
Yeah, me too.
They playing a hand in this too. They all working together, baby.
Okay. Well, that picture, I don't know. It's too much stuff in my email right now, so I'm just going to do this for a second. But I'm going to go on. There was a lot more said. This is This is information from someone who was in the overflow room today. Testimony regarding. We're talking about Addie, who was the first Jane Doe on the stand today, or really, I guess the only one today on the stand. But we had a John Doe too, and we'll be getting into that. Let's see. So yeah, she said that he was looking like. He picked up his book, R. Kelly, all like he was mad. Said that he was whispering to Nicole throughout, and she was kind of reassuring him. So what it looked like to her was like, he was like, that's not true. And she was like, we know, we got this. You know, it was kind of like that. That's how she said. And she also said he didn't appear to be worried. Like he seems like, oh, this fool. Like, he ain't talking about nothing type of thing. She said she never spoke publicly about, oh, I'm tripping. I was talking about her. I mean, I kept saying him, meaning John Doe, but we're not there yet. We're talking about Addie. And he said, and she said she never spoke publicly about the assault, about the R word. She said no one told her that the other lawyers would be asking what they would be asking her. So that was her. She was kind of trying to explain why she didn't remember anything. They were saying, well, they didn't tell me anything you were going to be asking, but of course they didn't know what they were going to ask. Typically in prep, they're going to ask you what they expect that's going to be asked, but you know, they don't have a list of the questions ahead of time, where this is not Entertainment Tonight. You know what I'm saying? It says that she said no repeatedly, because he kept asking her over and over about the different things she couldn't remember, I guess, like, and you couldn't remember this, and she kept saying no repeatedly. And then Judge Donnelly kind of stepped in to say, let him finish, because I guess she was cutting him off because he kept repeating the questions. She kept saying no. And then Judge Donnelly said, let him finish. Okay. Says that she answered more questions about the two male bouncers. And it was asked, what made you think they worked for RK? He kept asking her that. And she said they were escorting people. So it wasn't just her. They're escorting all kinds of people, other people, you know. Yeah. So that's all I have on her. I'm going to move on to the next one, unless y'all got, I don't know why I have. It's not even time for him yet. This is why. Okay.
I have one of his strongest supporters came out and actually named victim number 8. Her name is Adelina Prado.
Wait. Are we not? You're not giving the actual government name, are we?
I don't know if that's her government name, but that's what they.
You don't want to do that.
I wouldn't do that if I thought it was, but I apologize. I don't know if that is correct. What I just wanted to say was that, remember when the government put in a motion that they could not bring up victims' medical, like if they had seen therapists or anything, and also a previous employment of a stripper. They couldn't bring that up.
Right.
So they were alleging that this was her job. So they were trying to discredit her by, alleging that she dances for money. But what some people don't understand is that when you're a victim of sexual assault, sometimes women can do certain things because it's a coping mechanism for what they've been through. Also, just to reiterate that Kanik came across very forcefully with her, and that he never questioned, not one question about the R word. And I just find that extremely glaring. If I was a juror, I would be wondering, like, why aren't you questioning? You're so set on, is this the right date? Is this the right pamphlet? This and that. But why aren't you questioning her? You're trying to prove that she's a liar through asking about dates, but you're not questioning her about the act itself. That's all I wanted to say.
And there's a reason for that.
Yeah, it is. Because I think they already know, without a shadow of a doubt, the act did happen.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just trying to catch her up. Did it happen in the correct place on the right day? Which is like just going, of course they got to try to come up with a strategy to go against the prosecutors. But I think it'll all come out, facts of why he didn't actually question the act itself. And then a lot of times a victim will suppress some things, because it's hard to deal with. You don't want to think about certain things. And it's hard to come out. I'm pretty sure harassment was happening, and I'm sure she probably got reminded, you better not say nothing. And you just never know. You just never know. Yeah, my heart goes out to, these attorneys. I don't know how they represent him. And then he jumping up, grabbing a book. What did he have a book for? Thought he couldn't read.
That's what his little notebook. They said he's writing notes. He's passing notes. He's writing notes. He's reading notes. Yeah.
He can't help himself. And I'm glad that he's showing his true side of what he's being accused of. I'm glad he's showing his temper. Like everybody's been saying that he has that other side. I'm glad that he's showing his intimidating side. Like when he took his mask off with the other Jane Doe. I'm so glad that the jurors is playing out for everybody to see so they can convict him. I'm so glad.
Absolutely.
I'm so glad.
Hell yeah.
All they need to do is mark a young child and then really see how he gonna jump out.
He has done this so many times. He probably was shocked to see that individual there. I mean, this is just a normal pattern for him. So
yeah, because I'm sure,
like Ms. P said, you're talking about everything else except for the disgusting act that he did to her and her friend. Yeah. That's all they cared about. They not even going to try to undo that. All they care about is who let you in. Why did you still keep the ticket or the brochure? But what that have to do with how he treated her?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Exactly, Miss Della. Exactly.
And by her not speaking out, far as like him getting convicted or being sought after, he probably forgot and thought that he didn't even have to worry about her. I'm glad that the docuseries came out, and I'm glad that it was made public that anybody else that's been assaulted by him to come out and you will be protected and you'll be safe. And it's a courageous thing. I'm so glad that they are brave enough now, like she said, she's not scared no more. I am so glad the day has came.
Right.
That nobody's scared of him anymore.
Absolutely.
He done put enough fear in enough people long enough. Now it's time to put the fear in him.
Okay. I'm just trying to save something. I know I sound distracted. I have more, so I'm going to go on unless you have more on Addie. Anybody?
I don't.
No, ma'am.
Okay. I'm just bringing something up that came to me while right before we came live. I was like, what? I think it came out of a Facebook group, but I'll bring it up in a second. Man, this thing is crazy. What's happening? Boom, boom. Grown and sexy. Y'all take a second to go follow her because I don't think she was able to put her link in the chat last time.
Hey, boom, boom.
She's on her backup channel.
What's up, Strictly Business for the Grown Adult Sexy? I know I got it backwards, but I'm trying.
Yes. She played great music, y'all, and she keeps it 1,000.
I mean, is the music better than Get Up, Get Up, Get Up?
Hell no. Shit. Don't ask that in my presence because you know what you're going to get. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I got that. Okay, that one right there, y'all going to be like, oh no. Wait to get there. I'm unraveling this thing. Okay. So we had 3 witnesses today, right? All right. And I believe the press only talked about 2, but we're going to talk about the second witness who came after Jane Doe, number 8. And this is Derek Stevens. And what was the middle? Does anybody have there was a middle name or a quoted name? I don't think I wrote it down.
It was David.
So wait a minute. Is David his John Doe and Derek Stevens? Because I saw Derek. I had Derek Stevens. I hope that's not his actual name.
I'm not clear on that, but
so I'll go by David then.
Okay.
David. Okay. Or John Doe. So we're talking about John Doe.
He's not a John Doe though.
Oh, he's not a John Doe.
No, he's not a John Doe.
Okay. He talked about John Doe. He's the one that brought up John Doe, right?
Hold on.
I remember he's not a John Doe, but he had something happen to him, right? I'm confused.
Oh, he's a friend.
Isn't he in the uncharged acts?
No, he is in music He's in music management, and he brought up Cheryl Mack.
I got it. Never mind.
Sorry.
No, you can't hear me. I'm just telling you, don't go on. I got it. Okay, Derek Stevens. So yeah, we're talking a business guy. So he was an employee of R. Kelly's. He's 51 years old. He's a music manager. He worked in music development for 30 years. Says he met R. Kelly in 2013 through Cheryl Mack. We all know who Cheryl Mack is, I think.
London on the Tracks Mama.
London on the Tracks Mama. And I'm told, I hear from different sources that she will be testifying. Okay, hold on. I'm sorry, I'm in the chat real quick. Okay. So the prosecution presented a picture of Cheryl Mack and said, do you know who this is? And he confirmed it to be Cheryl Mack. He said that she was his assistant in 2013. When asked what his duties, he handled day-to-day affairs, or I don't know if it was, because I don't know if she got this right, because it said he asked what the duties were. So I don't know if it was her duties as his assistant or his duties, because he said handle day-to-day affairs, meetings, etc. I don't think he would be doing that. I think that's what an assistant does. Anyway, it says that he met R. Kelly at Lil Ronnie's house in Atlanta, and they had business talk. Says that they discussed furthering R. Kelly's career even more, and that he agreed to arrange features and collaborations with other artists. He was living in Chicago, but he moved to Atlanta. And when he moved to Atlanta, it says he was initially staying in a hotel. When working with R. Kelly, he was using his Stephen residence. I guess they have this in the evidence because they refer to it as the Stevens residence. For recording and fitness training. And it's said to be like a big house, probably a mansion, a big house, big house, pool, tennis, basketball courts, all that. When asked the type of work he did, again, it says he said business deals for collabs and touring. He, I think he was over the Black Panties tour. There was some other ones mentioned. He helped negotiate the RCA deal that he had, and also Live Nation tours for R. Kelly. It says that he negotiated with a man named Blackie. And we have mentioned him before with Keith's testimony. And he actually gave me the name. I don't have it in front of me, though, the guy's name, which I guess we could leave that out. But it says Blackie was a partner and he was active in a studio called CPA, and that he worked with Linda Minch, who also worked for R. Kelly. Now, if you guys remember Linda Minch, we've talked about her. Prosecutors did present a picture of Linda Minch and asked him to confirm that it was her. Now, Linda Minch, we're going to remind y'all right now, because since we're talking about her, and see what happened to her just this last Thursday. Let me pull that up.
Oh, yeah, the video. While we finding out about people that we hadn't heard, since we've been keeping up with this case, that's good, though. New information.
I gotta find the video. Hold on.
If you need me to email it again.
No, I have it here. One of them I did not have. The second one with the more closer up, I don't have that one no more.
Oh, okay.
I don't think we have to show that though.
Okay.
Not right now. Okay, here we go. Y'all see that?
I can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Why won't let me make it larger? Where's the play button? Okay, hold on.
Now know the identity.
Okay.
We now know the identity of the woman killed in a hit and run in Garfield Park. 70-year-old Linda Minch was struck on Thursday near Central Park in Fulton. She was an entertainment attorney who served as president and vice president of the Chicago Recording Academy in the 1990s. Minch also had a passion for helping the homeless and was a board member of the nonprofit, a Safe Haven Foundation. We talked to her daughter.
I felt like a giant had stomped on me. I felt just sort of like flattened with grief. It hit her initially, I guess, and then like got out of the car and went back in, and then like drove off and like dragged her body under the car for a number of feet.
These are surveillance photos of the van police believe hit Minch. It is a black 2007 GMC Savannah cargo van with the Illinois White Sox license plate 11285WS.
I'm convinced that plate is stolen.
Foundation.
Yes.
I'm convinced.
And that vehicle looks very hitmanish. Looks like a hitman vehicle.
So that's Linda. Linda's no longer with us as of last Thursday. She was literally mowed down and dragged by a cargo van. If you saw that, that's alarming.
She's one of the attorneys that pulled out in 2018. For the people, if we have new viewers here tonight, that was cooperating with the authorities as well as a few staff members. When he learned that he was under federal investigation. Also, I noticed that the news media and the authorities did not mention the description of the male that came out of the vehicle. Like they didn't say what he had on and what he looked like. So I think we're going to find out more information. So we'll keep our eyes and ears open and see just what comes out of this situation too.
Yeah, the second person that has died who was set to testify now. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
that's right. JC said that looked like one of his vans. She sounded like you, Love Warrior. I'm sorry, Beautiful Spirit.
Yeah, the windows is jet black, and we gonna find out. Prosecutors, government, please. I'm finding no coincidence. Bodies is dropping this trial season for him. Please look into it. Please, please, please.
So I'm gonna go on with this information from the overflow room. So that was Linda Minch, that she was brought up and questioned, and she questioned him about her work. It says he worked with Red Light Management Company. Prosecutors presented a picture. I already said that of Linda. Asked if he played basketball with R. Kelly. He described the setup of the gym, the bleachers, and all of that. Said that there were spectators there all the time, always women, girls, and asked. He said women, I think, but asked if he noticed anything unusual at the gym. He said there were always women at the gym. The women with R. Kelly would only sit in the chairs, not the bleachers. So apparently there were chairs on one side and then bleachers on the other side. And the girls that were with R. Kelly would always sit in the chairs. And said that they would only cheer for R. Kelly, of course. And so he had his own little cheering squad. And that he said if the ball would like go out of bounds or, get knocked out the court, the women would cross their legs and turn to the wall, like all simultaneously, like they were in synchronized swimming or synchronized sitting. Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
And they were dressed in like baby doll. The description I heard.
Yes.
Baby doll clothes. Yeah.
What was that about? I read that too. The baby clothes. See, she didn't mention that, but that was weird. It says that none of the women played basketball. I guess he was asking if any of the women played basketball. He said no. There was a picture of Junebug, Uncle Junebug, says exhibit number 4. R. Kelly's security personnel. Says government exhibit 18 was a picture of a man named Hammer. Another R. Kelly security guards. You got something to say about that? Chime in.
We heard, I think we read Hammer before since this trial has started.
Oh, okay. And asked if his business relationship ended, he said yes. He said he sent an invoice for the RCA deal, but the invoice was rejected and that he was never paid. He had sent text messages to R. Kelly back and forth to squash the situation after R. Kelly told him he didn't owe him anything.
That man could never pay nobody.
Never.
Exactly. He could, but he just didn't, being a fucking jerk. Like, how dare he? Lucky. You know what, y'all? Because people don't play when it comes to their money. Hard-earned money. He lucky that he's been able to. Yeah, he right. The streets or whoever, people will kill you over their money. He all of them need to be falling to their knees and thanking the heaven and God that they've been able to walk around all these years without getting their dome knocked off, their screws knocked loose in the middle of Chicago street.
People in the chat are asking, what about the baby clothes? Like, what kind of baby clothes? What do they mean? Do you know anything else about that, Love Warrior?
No, they didn't specifically say what the outfits were in detail, but just the description of baby clothes is enough for us to visualize that is beyond weird. You described how they all were in sync, so it is very odd. So again, this young girl and then having them out in public dressed in baby clothes. That I guess they didn't have to wear the sweats, the big baggy oversized sweats.
Lisa Van mentioned that in her book, that sometimes, we heard allegedly he get in baby doll clothes too, a full character, and make them go buy little girls outfits and panties and stuff and have them, look like little 3, 4, 5-year-old little kids and sit all in like they had preschool or daycare, and whether you're an adult or whatever. But sometimes he would do that. That all just confirms and collaborate what people been saying. Like, that's the reason why he never countersued anybody or went after nobody, because can't nobody argue with the truth. It was fact.
I just imagine like bloomers with like a bonnet and some like patent leather shoes.
Yeah, with the
like a lollipop or something.
Maybe the lace ruffle socks or
the ruffle socks or the ruffle collar or something. Wow. Okay, so let's see. All right, so we're talking about testimony from David, who is a former employee or business partner of R. Kelly's. He worked with him. He met him in 2013, and business deal, he didn't get paid for it, so that's when he stopped working with him. It says that so with the screenshots of the text messages which were submitted as evidence, says that there were screenshots of text messages where to R. Kelly's phone number. Says the number was used as evidence. They asked him the number and it was used as evidence. December 25th, 2014, it says, which is Christmas Day, of course, texts showed them agreeing to the RCA agreement and that they'd work on future tours. Linda Minch was mentioned, said she wasn't picking up. So I guess he was texting that. He probably was saying, reach my lawyer about it. And he was saying that she wasn't answering. Well, we know she's not going to answer no more now. I hate to say it like that.
Yeah, rest in peace. Yeah, they also entered a picture of her into evidence too.
Yeah, I mentioned that before when they presented the picture. All the pictures.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm just, all the pictures that are being presented have exhibits. They're exhibits and are submitted to the court for evidence. Okay, so it says R. Kelly ignored him, and it took about 6 months. So I guess once they had made that agreement, after that, he ignored him for like 6 months or so before he got a text back. He says he never sued R. Kelly, but he did meet Jane in 2020. So he met Jane, the one who we met, who ate the feces, who talked about the feces and all that. Jane number 5, I think is the number. He met her in 2020. Says she reached out to him on social media. And I think he had a screenshot of the message saying, "This is Jane." Oh, so she reached out to him, I guess, looking for a deal. She was trying to get a music deal. She knew the role he played in R. Kelly's world and felt like he's somebody who probably could have helped her.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Remember when he got locked up and it was rumored out that they said that she was online, or they both was online reaching out to people to to get a deal and stuff. That I remember hearing that on the news and stuff.
Hi, peace and serenity. I'm Michelle Ryder, if I didn't say hi to you.
Yeah, TMZ had put that out. I remember, but they just say a name.
So I remember when they were saying she has a new career on the horizon or whatever. Well, it seems that he was texting at that time when she was reaching out to him. He was in turn texting RK, or what the blogger said is that text messages were shown to be exchanged from these two, where one of them was calling James 5 a rat with the rat emoji. And we heard that in previous testimony about somebody saying to him, I guess trying to warn him. So I think we're finding out who that is. This guy.
Why? Because she wanted to advance her career because something he said he was going to do and never did?
I guess so. He must have felt the need to warn him for some reason at this point. And this is already after she has stopped talking to him, because this is in 2020, January.
Great.
So it goes on. The notes say, these are notes from the overflow room in case you're just joining us. What's up, boom, boom? She said, hey, Kim and Goddess. She must have left and came back. It says Jane contacted him on social media. He met with her to help her with her music career. It says Donnelly asked why he referred to Jane as the rat emoji. Now she didn't finish. I mean, she just ended it there. I don't know. She was like, okay, now to the cross exam. I'm like, well, what did he say? So I guess we need the transcripts for all the details on that, or unless somebody else has any other information from another person who was at the court. Because I don't think the reporters said anything about this.
No, I haven't seen anything in the media. It might be something that, that's facts, of course, and to his supporters, they probably won't repeat it. They can choose how they'll tell some truth, but put more lies with it. You know what I mean? So if it's something that's without a shadow of a doubt, what the response was, because this like admitting and saying like, yep, he's guilty. His supporters ain't gonna put it out there. They'll probably make up a whole different response.
Mm-hmm. But still, she was being, I think too, she was kind of pressed for time because she was on her break and, she probably wanted to make sure she got back in there. So she went on to the cross exam of this guy. She said Canik asked him to describe the gym again with the gym. He asked if anybody smoked weed at the gym, and the guy was kind of stunned. She said, kind of like quiet, like what? And he said, well, he said he was like, well, and he said no. And
what that had to do with it?
He's
exactly.
I don't know. It says no weed smoking or drinking at the gym. Explained the girls, and he explained the girls again to him. I guess he had asked again about the girls in the gym. So, anything else on him before I move on to Louis John Doe?
Oh, we got another one. Jeez.
No, that was the business manager.
Yeah, okay. And just reiterating the introduction. Jane Doe number 5, Zell had already introduced Cheryl Mack, and Cheryl Mack again is being reintroduced. So I agree, Goddess is setting the stage for her testimony.
Absolutely.
I just want to say, I salute the prosecutors, the whole team that had to work this case, because the way they presented everything in chronological, or whatever, I'm tongue-tied a little bit, y'all. In order, I commend them, I salute them, because I can only imagine the time, getting text messages, phone records and everything, how they package all this up, and now they laying it out, baby. Filet mignon.
Cheryl Ray.
Oh, I love filet mignon, beautiful spirit.
She's complicit.
Especially with bacon around it.
I agree, Ms. Della. He said that Cheryl Mack is complicit. Okay. Let's go on to Louis or John Doe. The notes I have.
They use the nicknames. Okay, Louis. Okay.
Yeah, that's the name that was provided. All right. So I have here 32 years old. He's a warehouse manager, a married father. His birthday is 2/11/89. I mean, met Robert R. Kelly at the Rock and Roll McDonald's, where he worked at the drive-thru. He was working the midnight shift when they met. It says R. Kelly pulled through in a Maybach. He spoke to the guy through the window. R. Kelly asked for the manager. She was a Spanish lady that didn't know who R. Kelly was, but John Doe knew who he was. He gave both of them a piece of paper with his phone number on it. There's the piece of paper. He gave one of the, we know who it is, Andrew. I know you saw that community post. We'll get there, though. We're not going to, he's already, I don't know. I think he's not safe to be protected with this because he's already in the mix. Okay, so I didn't know he was a married father. Like, that's really sad that he put himself in this position. Okay, it says, so he asked for the manager. She didn't even know who this nigga was, girl. She's like, who, what? Okay. He's like, here, give her my, he probably wanted the manager's number so he can get all access, so he can get in with her. Yeah. He gave both of them the number. He said he threw the number that he gave for her in the trash, and he kept his. So he never gave the manager the number. He threw it away. Says he told his mother to call R. Kelly. He's an aspiring rapper. He was an aspiring rapper, so he was excited. He told his mother to call R. Kelly to arrange the audition. Big mistake.
Yeah.
Now, for some reason, at this point, the blogger says, I don't know who George Daniels is, but someone needs to get him. And I was wondering why she said that, because George Daniels is Regina Daniels' husband. Regina Daniels was R. Kelly's PR for like 14 years, and she quit when it came to light that he was having sex with her stepdaughter, which was George's daughter. I think she was 22 when it came out, or was she 19? She was young. But yeah. He knew the girl since she was 7 years old. Both the parents have been working with R. Kelly for a very long time. George Daniels is was in the business, the music business, working as a record buyer, like some type of buyer. I don't know exactly, but I don't know why she brought that up. She just said it and then went on. So she said he attended a party. Was alone with him for 1 minute. So when he came to the party, I guess, so it was reported by actual reporters and stuff about how when they met, he brought his parents or his mother, I don't know if both or one, and R. Kelly whispered to him next time to come alone. So I guess at this particular party, he did get a second alone with him, a minute. It says that R. Kelly asked him if he had any fantasies, and he said, yeah, you know, a threesome with two girls or something like that. And R. Kelly said, well, what would you do for a music career? And he said, I'll hold your bags, I'll run your errands, etc. You know. And R. Kelly said, no, that's not it. And he also said that about, I think, the fantasies too. Like, no, that ain't it. It says, so once he said that, he told him that ain't it. He said R. Kelly, basically, she said he pulled out his penis and started sucking on the John Doe's penis.
He crawled to him,
She didn't mention the part about him crawling.
Oh, okay.
She didn't mention that, but that was what was reported, that he said that he crawled to him and then unzipped his pants and pulled it out and performed fellatio on the guy, the teenager. While his mama, or maybe even both his parents, were in the other room at a whole party with other people and everything. And this is the first encounter he's having with this teenager after meeting him at the drive-thru at McDonald's.
Mm.
All right. So it goes on. He said he brought his friends over to his house after that. So he kept seeing him. He gave his friend also his phone number and told him it was okay for him to contact him on his own if he wanted. Like, he said to me, he was trying to get somebody to take his place. Like, like, I can't handle this. Yeah, crawl to him, J-Man. That's what it's saying. The reports say. It says that Okay, so then it says after break, he's going to continue his testimony about the friend. Also, R. Kelly then she goes on to say R. Kelly had 2 female bodyguards. One, she kept saying one big lady named Candy. She said she looked like a gallon of milk. She said she looked like a quarterback. She kept describing her just as this huge woman. She said that. And actually, that's all she said until she had to go back in. Now, I didn't get the second half, so I don't know, Love Warrior, if you got anything on the second half of court today.
What?
I do have that. When he asked him about the fantasies, he did ask him, did he ever fantasize about men? You know,
he didn't say that. He didn't mention that.
Oh, of course not.
Of course not.
And you know what, Goddess? The thing, every time one of, because this victim is in the Uncharged Acts, right? But it just confirms all of the pattern, just how many dreams that he just not just blew the dreams and of all these victims and just tore up their future and their hopes and dreams for probably a natural gift they had. You know, it's just heartbreaking. All of these victims, what he did, always using the music, you know, hook to hook them in, never intending to honor that in any, you know, way. It's just heartbreaking.
And I agree. I think the only reason why Aaliyah made it is probably because of her uncle. He never intended for nobody. But I think I did read the guy did play something for him, a track, within like 5 seconds. They said he didn't like it.
That's right, Miss Della. I forgot. He was John Doe #1 actually had a rap song out, and he only allowed, you're right, however many minutes, and then as soon as he played, he said he didn't like it. That's right. I did hear about that today.
Let me just read this from the Huffington Post, since we don't have the full testimony on this. But it says that, let me pull up that one picture I have. No. That's so sad how he looks, kind of like he's traumatized. I had another picture. All right, I'll just read this. So it says the male witness, the first male witness to speak publicly about alleged sexual abuse at the hands of R. Kelly, took the stand on Monday in the singer's criminal trial. The man testified that over the course of his relationship with Kelly, the R&B singer gave him oral sex, made him have sex with other women, and routinely recorded sex encounters. The witness referred to throughout this testimony by the Lewis is the first man to accuse Kelly of sexual abuse in the trial. Kelly is facing 5 federal charges, including 1 count of racketeering and 4 counts of violating the Mann Act, which prohibits taking minors across the state lines for the purpose of prostitution. The R&B singer's criminal trial began 2 weeks ago at the Brooklyn Federal Court building and will likely last at least a month. Lewis's testimony was different from that of several Jane Does who have painted a harrowing picture of graphic sexual and physical abuse. Lewis testified that Kelly never physically abused him, but that the singer did try to give him oral sex when he was 17 in Illinois. Sounds like he did. I don't know. This says try, but the legal age of consent in Illinois is 17, but because Kelly was almost 40 at the time, it constitutes sexual abuse. Says, quote, we had sat down and talked for a while, and he asked me what I was willing to do for the music, said Lewis, referring to one of the first times he went over to Kelly's Olympia Fields home outside of Chicago. He recalled telling Kelly that he would carry his bags among other things, but that answer didn't satisfy Kelly. According to Lewis, Kelly then asked him if he had fantasies. You ever had a fantasy about you and a man? I said no. Lewis recalled Kelly asking him. He crawled down on his knees to me and proceeded to give me oral sex. Lewis said he told Kelly he didn't like it, and the singer stopped. Unlike the majority of past witnesses, now had that been a girl, he would have smacked her probably.
Yep, he would have.
Majority of past witnesses. Okay, I got you. Hold on. It's unclear if Lewis still supports Kelly or if their relationship continues. Wow, what? Okay, hold on, let me drop the link again. I meant to email it to y'all.
Are you going to add a little bit more in there? Because I do have something.
I'm still reading. I was just dropping the link because Love Worry got kicked out.
Okay.
All right. It says, unlike the majority of the past witnesses, it's unclear if Lewis still supports Kelly or if their relationship continues. It says in 2020, Lewis was charged with attempted bribery for charging to pay off a potential witness in the case against Kelly. Now, if you guys have been following this, you know that we covered the person who pled guilty to bribery, Jane Doe number 5.
Yeah.
And in his own case, and now here he is as a witness. Okay, let me mute you. I'm echoing again. Now I know for sure it's not me. Just saying. Just saying. That, you know, the bribery, there it is. Andrew couldn't wait to say it. I think we can say it because he's a convicted, he pled guilty to the thing, okay?
Yes.
You know.
Yes, Andrew. Yes.
It is sick,
get it, Andrew. Get it.
Andrew, that's right.
Well, it's fact.
Oh yeah, did we read that part yet? She mentioned who was that? Sarah. Hey, Sarah. I don't know how long this article is. They did mention, let me go through it and then we'll go back if we missed some things, because I know there's something we didn't mention so far.
Yeah, J-Man brought that part up too when you get to it, Goddess.
Okay, thank you. All right. Lewis was charged. Okay, so again, Lewis was charged in 2020. Lewis was charged with attempted bribery for trying to pay off a potential witness in the case against Kelly, and not a potential, an actual witness now, because this witness has already testified.
Yeah.
And Lewis told the court that Kelly had nothing to do with the $2 million bribe. This is what he's saying. And Lewis was pursuing the witness because he allegedly was going to receive a payment of $200,000.
From where? From who?
Yeah, let me see if they say. Okay. Additionally, Lewis said he was trying to bribe a potential witness so that none of the recordings Kelly took of him having sex went public. So he was somebody told him, if you don't stop her from giving up those devices or testifying, your business is going to get put out there. So he took it up. He's saying he took it upon himself to, and they've had relations. He already had a relationship with her. So I'm sure he already had her number and stuff. Oh my goodness. This is a movie for real.
In real time.
It says, it's unclear who was bankrolling the bribe. So you telling me maybe he's still on the stand, because he shouldn't be able to get off the stand without divulging that.
Yep.
How he pled guilty, so they must have something.
Oh, they got it.
James said he don't have that kind of money.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody does. It could be a bigger thing, like somebody bigger than him, or, a whole bigger thing happening behind him where they are trying to prevent any more information from coming out, because they see these names are coming up, and these names could be linking to other people that we don't even know yet or haven't heard of yet. People who are elite.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
All right. In quotes, he told me he wanted me to have sex with his girlfriend. I really couldn't get really excited because it was an uncomfortable situation. It says Lewis pleaded guilty, and as part of his plea deal was required to testify as a witness in Kelly's trial on Monday. So this is a part of his plea deal. Says when asked by prosecutors if he wanted to be there, Lewis responded no. Of course he didn't want to be there, but I guess they had to make sure they made it clear. Lewis said that he is facing 15 years in prison for the bribery charge. Wow. 15. He's gonna have to leave his kid and his wife to do time for this fool, because you ain't gonna tell me they're not gonna connect the dots and say that he definitely was behind this.
At least he owned up and didn't, get his fall out and say, oh no, like deny, like the Pied Piper doing. At least he man up like, hey, y'all got me. Look, this is what it is.
So it says Lewis met Kelly in 2006 when the witness was a senior in high school working at McDonald's outside of Chicago. Lewis, who was an aspiring rapper at the time, said, and dreams just fell into the toilet, said he initially linked up with Kelly hoping that the singer could help him get into the music industry. Although Lewis did perform for Kelly a few times in the singer's at-home studio, Lewis testified that he mostly played basketball with Kelly and attended the singer's house parties. Over the course of their 15-year relationship, Lewis said he and Kelly had many sexual encounters. The majority of the encounters, Lewis said, included Kelly coercing Lewis into having sex with women, most of whom were dating Kelly at the time. Lewis testified that Kelly often recorded these interactions, even though it made him uncomfortable. Eventually, Lewis said Kelly told him to start calling him Daddy, a name Kelly required all of his girlfriends, many of whom were minors, to use. Lewis testified he was once at Kelly's Olympia Fields home and the singer forced him to receive oral sex from a woman. In quotes, he told me he wanted me to have sex with his girlfriend, Lewis told jurors, adding that Kelly was in the room recording the sexual encounter with his iPad. In quotes, I really couldn't get really excited because it was an uncomfortable situation. Lewis said Kelly became frustrated and shouted at him, quote, when he seen I wasn't getting excited, he said, I'm confused. I don't know what you want, a man, a woman, or a man. Lewis is one, maybe I don't want you, nigga. I don't want none of this. Lewis is one of two John Does discussed in the uncharged evidence. Neither are included in the original indictment. Another male victim that Lewis discussed while on the stand was a young man referred to as nephew. So there's three. Wait, or they're just repeating the second one. Lewis was one of two. Neither are included. Another male victim. Okay. Another male victim that Lewis discussed while on the stand was a young man referred to as nephew earlier in the trial. Okay. Lewis identified nephew as his best friend from high school and said he introduced nephew to Kelly at her house party in 2006. Earlier in the trial, a Jane Doe confirmed that nephew was also a victim of Kelly's abuse, telling jurors that Kelly forced her and nephew to have sex while the singer filmed them. He said he had been grooming nephew since he was young, like me. Jane Doe recalled Kelly telling her. In court Monday, the photo Lewis used to identify the other male victim was matched an earlier photo that Jane Doe confirmed as nephew. Lewis related in a particularly graphic story that Kelly tried to force Lewis and nephew to have sex. While While the R&B singer watched. The alleged encounter happened while Kelly was living in Trump Towers around 2018, Lewis testified. Quote, Kelly instructed me and the individual to touch each other, kiss each other, Lewis said. When Lewis continually declined to have sex with nephew, Kelly began having sex with, when Lewis continually declined to have sex with nephew, Kelly began having sex with nephew. Lewis testified, telling him, come on, nephew, let's show him how it's supposed to be done.
Wow. Man, that man is such a deviant. He's a deviant demon.
Okay. The last time Lewis saw Kelly in person, he said the singer made him write a letter falsely claiming that people were paying Lewis to say that he and Kelly had a sexual relationship. Several other victims have testified that Kelly made them write incriminating letters that contain false information as a form of blackmail. Lewis's testimony ended on a poignant note when the prosecution asked what Kelly had done to advance his music career. Nothing, he responded. As of Monday afternoon, 16 witnesses had taken the stand in Kelly's trial. Many of the witnesses include charged and uncharged individuals, as well as former assistants, managers, and others who were close to Kelly throughout his career. The trial is expected to continue for at least another month. And that was from the Huffington Post. They didn't mention the whole boxing ring situation. The two, remember?
Oh yeah, when he dropped to wait a minute, was it when he was on R. Kelly was on his knees or before then? I get it.
I think it was a different one where he snapped his fingers 2 or 3 times and the girls crawled from up under the boxing ring.
Naked already.
Jeez.
You know, that iPad had a lot in it, didn't it?
Oh, that iPad was the money.
That iPad was the whole MF. And I hope people know that's like current times, even though that the John Doe was there in 2000, became in the picture 2006. But to carry it on all the way up into the Trump Towers, ain't no telling who else was in the Trump Towers as far as victims.
A lot of people. I mean, I'm assuming so. A lot of these testimonies are probably not being spoken on because they're not victims. I think the press is focusing on victims, it seems. But these business managers and these other employees are important testimonies to be heard. So I'm still trying to see, you know, when we do some recapping, because we only have the testimony and transcript from the first 4 days. So I think once we eventually do a recap, because when the jury deliberates, hopefully they don't deliberate for too long, but we might have a holding pattern where we're going into stuff, at that point. And I think by then we'll probably be able to pull out information from the transcripts that wasn't said or wasn't reported on. You can't believe nothing the other side says, right?
At all.
Can't believe nothing those people say.
So I found the portion about the finger snapping. If you want to hear it,
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
So going back to him asking him about would he ever fantasize about having sex with men, he described how Kelly then crawled on his knees and proceeded to give him oral sex, even though he wasn't into it. Afterwards, he told me to keep it between him and him and me. In a later episode, Kelly snapped his fingers to summon a naked girl from where she was hiding underneath the boxing ring to give Kelly oral sex. That the man told the jury this. he kept seeing Kelly after that because he really wanted to make it in the music industry.
That'll do it.
You know what? It's no telling how long that girl was under that boxing ring. That kid, just waiting and snapped his fingers like one of his dogs, like Belief, to come out and perform while he videos record. It's just unbelievable. Waiting under a boxing ring, dirty, nasty, all naked, waiting for somebody to snap their fingers.
That's where the Gail King, he talking about people being handcuffed, shackled up in the garage, in the basement and stuff like that. Oh my goodness. We're going to find out who was the young Jane Doe underneath that boxing ring.
You know what, beautiful spirit? He was speaking about himself, wasn't he?
Yeah. I wonder where did he get this behavior from with the urine, the feces, the baby doll dresses, the crawling around, I want to know how did he get turned out on this? It seemed like he came when he got signed, he was already into it. I don't know. It makes you wonder. I don't understand. I want to be a daddy and I don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't understand.
I wish I knew.
So I'm pretty sure that I know that Faith is going to testify. I do recall her saying.
We were using Jane Doe's, remember?
With Jane, with whatever Doe she is, but I recall her saying, and I'm pretty sure if she's here this week, we're going to hear it, that a girl came in on her knees with a chain around her neck naked. You remember that?
Yes.
Yeah,
I do.
And guess what? He also had Drea crawling on her knees with a dog leash around her too. And it also was mentioned in Jim Derogator's book in the first original Jane Doe, how they said with 12 tapes on the 12 tape tour, and they had to make 12 tapes and screw all over the house. It was a girl in the corner, the one that took over 7 years to identify, that was in one of the tapes, that she had a dog collar and was on her knees and like an animal in the, this mess here. For all we know, he probably done had sex with a dog. He probably been having sex with animals.
Oh, well, this is you bringing me into what I was going to bring up. Thank you for reminding me. So this was sent to me. Wait until R. Kelly supporters find out R. Kelly slept with, I don't know if this came to me from, I think, a Facebook group. It says he slept with animals as well. They wouldn't believe it. They would blame the animals. Let me add this. Belief has herpes too. I wonder if
oh my God.
Wow tracks for dogs. Now, I don't know, obviously, if this is true, but I believe it. I'm just saying. I mean, it's sick. It's definitely sick. What else do I have in my pictures here? Oh, yeah, this is to remind us that there are people. So do we know how things are going in Louisiana or, with the weather, the extreme weather that's going on?
So, I know right now, I believe they only have like 2 fatalities, but they're actually expecting more. Right now, they're actually in the rescuing stage right now. There's a lot of people been stranded. I mean, to the point where stranded where they say the water is up past almost up to their chest. So that's what I saw. They had the army down there trying to, help evacuate or rescue some of these people. So that's where we are right now.
Okay. So praying for everyone. For sure.
Oh my goodness.
Let's see.
He's doing everything but sleeping with dead corpses, and I wouldn't be surprised if that come about.
Yeah, his business is all over the news.
And you know what? Go back to that again. Go back to the first one right there. So you just married Aaliyah 2 days after you pulled this mess.
Yeah.
I think it's the one before that.
You would think he would have enough on his mind in dealing with that.
And then she didn't perform that day. And she was supposed to. I wonder I hope oh my goodness. He probably had her locked up somewhere. That's why she didn't perform.
And you know what, Andrew, you're right. It is 16 years after Katrina. And you know what? It was sad because they had showed this one man today. He was just making repairs and stuff from Katrina, and his whole house was gone. He slid all the way down. I'm surprised he made it. And the man did not have no insurance. So I'm pretty sure he's gonna try to do a GoFundMe page or something like that. But I kind of feel sad for that man today.
Yeah, that is sad. Just praying for everyone, you know. And if someone needs help and you can help them, I encourage you just to do it, because you will want that for, you know, for yourself or your loved ones.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was just saying that, like, even with all of this, people still support this man. And I was listening to this one, I don't even know who this, let me see.
They the authorities, prosecuting government, keep your eyes on Ashanti McGee, because when Hurricane Katrina happened, you know, she was on America's Most Fugitive list for doing the fraud with the FEMA and stuff, acting like she was down there and she suffered and everything, trying to you know, do fraudulent stuff to get money and everything. So keep your eyes on her. She just might try to do it again.
Con man is always a con man. In this case, is a con woman.
Okay, well, okay. I think she was one of the ones they said did the PPP loan too. They've been putting out those things.
Tax fraud and stuff, identity theft, all.
Well, listen, like I said, Age of Aquarius, that's not really the way to go these days. You're gonna get busted. I'm gonna tell you this right now.
But didn't we call it when you did the astrology? We can't even imagine how much stuff and who gonna be next. All these people gonna get exposed. Everything gonna come out. Everything.
The veil has been lifted. But I wanted to just highlight something I came across on YouTube, because we were talking about these people who still support R. Kelly, and I was listening to this, and let me just see if I have it in the right place. Hold on. Let's see.
Getting 15, 20,000 from him a month, and he was like, "No, I'm not giving you that. No, I'm not giving you that." And they just came out the blue, said, "Oh, I got something on you now."
I think he's talking about R. Kelly, that he was
I've been following the trial, and Asbury Clary, she just finished her testimony.
Oh, damn.
And Tha Dopess, and some of the things that they said are very damaging. The trafficking is what's really gonna hit them. Asbury Clary specifically discussed how.
Oh my God.
Hold on, I don't mean it. Do you think that this is sex trafficking? As a woman, is this sex trafficking by R. Kelly, or would you be more on the parents sex trafficking? I just want to know your opinion.
The parents contributed. It couldn't be nothing could have happened if the parents did not contribute. Who takes a 16-year-old child to an R. Kelly concert? All R. Kelly concerts I've attended, I've never seen kids. Whenever he's done, not to say it wasn't. He's done some big arenas. He's done some exclusive settings here in Chicago. I've never seen a kid. I've never seen anybody under the ages of 20.
Well, he go to McDonald's for that, allegedly.
So, the parents contribute, because I'm gonna tell you what Azriel said on the stand last week.
Stop saying her name.
She said that when she met him, she was 16. She met him at a concert. Of course, he told her that he'd help her with her career, but she had to follow him. She followed him. At the time, she said she was 17. He did was send her back home. He sat on the stand and said, "Okay." But sir,
and who's to say that her parents back in the 90s? Who's to say that her parent wasn't on crack cocaine and dope and heroin and all that hard?
You see,
and used her as a tool to get more crack and cocaine.
And these are the people who comment and who come and bash you because you don't support him. They have no idea of what they're talking about. Go ahead.
Okay. If it was selling somebody to the dope, man, you just confessed that R. Kelly was selling big dope then.
There it is. That too.
And R. Kelly wasn't the only performer there. Wasn't it like
not the only performer.
A festival or something?
Yes. They always say that. Oh, it was an R. Kelly concert. It wasn't an R. Kelly concert. It was a soul fest with many artists.
I wouldn't reference her parents as to being that. I'm not saying it couldn't happen, but her parents seem like they were pretty healthy and they live a pretty decent life. A lot of it with her is she has a beautiful voice and they will do anything to get into this industry. And I think that's what it was. Her parents saw her as a way to have a better life. They saw him coming to do a show in Florida. Let's go ahead and let him hear her audition, and we're going to get a deal. It's kind of like Beyonce did with Matthew Knowles. It's just that I think they live vicariously through their kids, and they wanted to be in that situation, and they couldn't.
And she brought up Beyonce and Matthew Knowles. Now, y'all know Matthew Knowles was like, keep my babies away from this. He made the mama, they all made sure that she was never alone, or they weren't ever alone with them. I think when they were ever around him, the mama or whoever was there with her the whole time and shadowed her because they knew.
Hey, look, but they can't. Look, I'm in the country. I thought you, because you're on point. I thought
this audio.
I know you remember this part right here. Sparkle left her husband, which is one of the dudes from Public Announcement, and she left him for R. Kelly. And you know, she flipped her whole little thing around as if R. Kelly was abusive and he did so much, but you left your husband though. At the same time, you left your husband. The dude was part of the group.
So he want to go all the way back and bring up Sparkle. Why he's bringing up Sparkle, I don't know. At this moment,
I don't understand why his raggedy ass and his raggedy supporters. Why are they so stuck on Jane Zell? Like, why are they so stuck? I just don't understand it. They totally dismissed the fact that without a shot of a doubt, with the first victim, and then you have the great Aaliyah, like and then when it comes to the beautiful Aaliyah, they just stuck on, oh, the prosecutors printed out a fake marriage certificate, but they're not admitting that he actually has sexual encounters with baby underage, regardless to what. And then they all want to say the parents. I'm with Miss Denise. Well, where the hell was his damn parents at?
I agree.
And I want to address.
No one says anything about his behavior. They think it's just okay. As soon as he did something wrong, they start blaming the people. Or is there
and deflecting? Because, like I said, this guy wants to bring up Sparkle. She has nothing to do with what we're doing right now at this trial.
And then they say, "Oh, it's just sad because he got a disability. He's sick. He was a victim too." Bullshit.
So you guys are talking about Alexis. You guys have to watch definitely her R. Kelly readings if you haven't. Yes, I did.
Yes, Alexis.
I included one of her videos in a video of mine. I didn't know we couldn't do that at the time. She didn't strike me. But yeah, this goes beyond what we've heard so far with bodies and all kind of stuff. And she's very descriptive. I'm just saying. There's more on this. I was trying to just point out some things that the other side is saying that you could be wary of, so that because some people do come here because they're confused. Some people are still confused. Some people are still unclear as to whether or not these are just groupies who, are after something or versus actual victims. So that's why I feel it's very important that we stay very clear and consistent when we speak about these people and what's happening, because some people will take one little thing, even if we're joking, and go run and blow it up and make it seem like, oh, he coming home, child. He coming home. They said it over there,
Yeah. Okay, I'll see him when he get home.
I think one of them had it posted the other day that he was already at home, and that wasn't even him in the courtroom. I mean, all this BS, all this mess.
And as soon as he gets sent to prison, I guarantee you Joy gets pushed out. The only reason that he kept them probably was because they had all that information on him. But of course, it was already told by one, and then you're trying to hold the other one so they won't give incriminating evidence. And then watch, as soon as it happened, there's no more use for her.
Exactly.
He has no love or loyalty to any of them. Nobody. No. Everybody is just a whole to him.
Based on the testimony, it seems he's getting everything he needs in prison. I mean, I'm just saying he don't really need nobody else, but for everything he got in prison, sound like that's what he wants.
Goddess, remember when we were talking about the pastor and the dressing of him?
Yeah, I was just looking for his picture, actually. Go ahead, beautiful. Go ahead and get that out. I heard. I saw you.
Since we got bodies dropping and everything, and people, coming up deceased that's associated and linked to him, and they've been around many years, long time. I'm praying for Joy's safety. I am praying for her life. I really am. Absolutely. And I know for a fact the way his defense team is carrying on, they're gonna do miserably prepping her for that stand. And then we gotta pray for her. We gotta pray for her strength. We have to pray for her. Oh Lord, have mercy. Wrap your arms around that baby and return her home safely.
I don't know if I could get Alexis on here. I mean, if you guys need to campaign for that type of stuff, you don't understand. These other YouTubers listen to the subs. So she ain't gonna want, if I reach out, you understand, the YouTubers reaching out to other YouTubers.
Oh, I'll reach out to her because I've commented in her videos before and she actually responds back to me.
Well, I'm telling Sis Blue, and I'm just telling everyone, it takes a village. It takes a village. So we got to move as warriors. If you guys want to see something happen, we got to work together. And
who is that man?
This is Will Eady.
Prosecutors, government, Judge Ann Donnelly, do not trust that man. He is not to be trusted at all, period. Please, I don't care. It ain't no religious. That's all smoke screen. No.
So this is from his Instagram. It's actually recent. And as you can see in the location at the top, it says People's Church of the Harvest. So he's the pastor. So we had talked about in a previous live how someone brought it up, I think in the chat, but it came up that he actually comes to court in the mornings to dress R. Kelly, to help him get dressed. I did question, like, why would they allow a lay person to go in with this guy when they can literally slip him anything, or he can slip him anything, or tell him anything, or they could pass messages, or even I was thinking he might slip him a cyanide pill or some suicide thing, because R. Kelly may want to go out the easy way. But somebody brought it up. I'm not going to say who because they didn't want to bring it up themselves. So I'm assuming they just didn't want to say, but I'm going to say, or we can say. So this is him, and he is in his full glory with his hat and all that on, child.
And the only thing that's good in that picture are those rims.
Look like a pimp. Look like a pimp, like a clown pimp.
He looked like a rejected Ken. He looked like goddamn rejected G.I. Joe man, Power Ranger, wannabe Superfly back. Oh man, I could drag him for days.
The caption says, "We are kings." So
kings don't dress like that.
I'm bringing him up to say, he's a long time childhood friend, right, of R. Kelly's. I think they've known each other since childhood.
They probably both men.
And being that I think he calls himself a pastor, so I think he gets in to see R. Kelly on the pastor card. But someone brought up that this dude is probably the one handling all the carrying out all the instructions. They're passing information back and forth in code, probably. This is not okay. He shouldn't be around no lay people every day where they can check in with him. He could check in. So how that cargo van, were you able to get that? You know what I'm saying? Like this is not okay.
You better know it. And they done mastered the code talking. They done mastered that. Trust and believe.
I'm sure.
That's okay, because guess what? They can't master all them witnesses coming in there. So again, the jury's probably like, what in the hell's going on? What is wrong with this man?
I hope they got some hidden cameras videotaping they behind.
A pole pimp. Oh man.
Don't forget with nice rims now.
Yeah, the rims are nice. I don't know. Is that R. Kelly's car? He out here perpetrating.
He's still on payroll. He's still on the payroll.
He is still on payroll. He got the biggest job ever, it seems, at this point, besides the lawyers.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's all I got, y'all. What's up? We done for till tomorrow?
Good.
We're doing this every day. We doing this every day. I'll finish that other bogus talk because I do like to debunk the other side, and I did prepare something. I wasn't on point with my cue, but I'm going to have that ready because I want to get into some of the things that were said. And I want to make sure the people who, I mean, it doesn't matter if you're on the fence or if you believe or not. It really doesn't, because the trial is happening. The jury's there. They're sequestered. They're not going to see anything on the media. No flyers being passed out outside the courtroom. No chalk sidewalks in dedication to this man. None of that stuff is going to be seen by the jury. It's all a waste of time, energy, and money. People traveling for rallies and all that. Ain't no rally going to rock this boat. The jury is protected at this point, as are the witnesses. So do whatever you feel is necessary. But I think the lie spreading gets to me just because it's so blatant. I've heard, I told you, I heard one YouTuber say that Valerie Payton was a fiction of our imagination.
Yeah.
I'm like,
what? I know I can't tell you not to worry about it because they in denial. It doesn't make a difference. They still gonna be in denial until they fucking close the cell and slam it for 100 years. They still gonna be in denial because if they cannot see that this is a pattern, all of these people, the same old pattern. Career, what you plan on doing for it? Take your clothes off. Do this or it's horrible. This is a disgusting individual. Somebody crawling from under a boxing ring naked. Really?
I think it's just I think they know the truth. They just doing it for clicks and views, and it's just all for a show. I think that's what it really is. And they like to get people upset and get a reaction out. You know, they know what buttons to push with certain people. Now it's just a monkey show with them. That's all. It's just they know the real. But you do have
okay, because more is going to come out. More is going to come out.
Yeah, I do believe it's a small percentage that really believes it was a setup. He's so innocent. I do believe it is
I want to address that because you said it, set up, innocent. Let me just say this again. These people go on and say setup. You realize, okay, a setup suggests that the person went through with whatever the crime is because it was a setup. So to be set up means somebody set it up and you did it and you got caught because you were set up, right? So you're guilty still. Even though it was a setup, you went through with the thing. Now, you probably I think what they mean is to be framed. So when someone frames you, that setup is a different type of setup. That's you didn't have nothing to do with nothing and it just looks like you did because somebody made it look like you did it. Two different things. I'm just saying, it bothers me whenever I hear that. It's like, no.
And then when the victims come out, oh, she a snitch. They're a snitch. Well, if he was innocent, what is they snitching on?
Right. That's exactly true. He must be guilty then. What do you tell? What is there to snitch on if nothing happened? So, and so there was no framing. There was no setup. How can you set this up? All this testimony, 16 witnesses. You're talking decades of testimony here.
Text
like he said, they should have did it 30 years ago.
30 years ago, child. We could go out.
Got all these iPads.
We didn't play that yet today. We can go out on that. And then our battle song, because we got to remember who we're dealing with here.
Yep.
So what we... Oh, let me get it queued up.
Trying to look all pathetic. I'm glad Judge Ann did not fall for that.
No, she's a smart one.
Check it out.
I am handcuffed like a lot of you motherfuckers. I'm handcuffed by my destiny. It's too late. They should have did this shit 30 years ago. It's too late. The music has been injected into the world. Okay? I hired my motherfucking self. I want to propose a toast to all the strong motherfuckers in here right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Motherfuckers like you is why I still continue to do what I do.
Enterprise.
Yep. They in the basement somewhere. Y'all see them pipe? They in the basement.
No longer has the ball, so I guess we can all rest easy that we no longer have to be on defense.
Boom.
There go y'all set up. Supporters. He told y'all that's y'all set up.
He said y'all handcuffed just like him, meaning that y'all done took a pack, a wolf pack. Y'all handcuffed with this just as well as me to the death of you.
Oh my God.
And he gotta be running.
Yeah.
Run, Kels, run.
It's too late. It's too late.
Fuck you, R. Kelly, bitch.
Thank you to my head of gifts and memes for that one. I appreciate you greatly.
Fuck you, R. Kelly, bitch.
All right, y'all. We good. We out of here. Let's go out on a high note, baby. Give me some verbal hearts.
What?
Hearts for joy. Yeah.
Yes.
We the dopest. Get up, get up, get up.
Let's
We
go.
the dopest. We the dopest.
Get up, get up, get up. We the dopest. Get up, get up, get up, get up.
Hit it.
Get up, get up, get up, get up.
We the
Get up,
dopest.
get up.
Go home, Joy.
Get up, get up, get up.
Get up, Joy. Get up, baby.
Get up, get up, get up.
Bitches, we got them. Niggas, we riding. Blowing shit up. Osama Bin Laden. Making big plans, big things, we plotting. Taking over the game, weak niggas, we stopping. Now I can make a name full of fame. Roll around in paper. The other things that makes the fame. All the fakes and haters. I know they see me throw the deuces.
Yes, our battle cry.
What's up, Frazier? On that new shit. I got some new chicks. I'm making new hits, man. I thought you knew this. You want the realness? Fresh, I am the realest. Real nigga talking, then it's sick to effing illness. Real shit, spitting, call it dope and effing dope, bitch. Y'all niggas can't hang like some they call it some rope shit. All about the fame, we'll go try some ever cold shit. Stacking dollar bills, too much money, I can't fold it. Dope,
Get up, get up.
Shout out to every single person testifying for the prosecution. Whether you want to be there or not. You know we about to blow. Oh, niggas ain't listening. First place. What my position is.
Anybody I meet and see in my city, I wanna be in my city. If you ain't chilling with me, I'm a villain, a beast, and I be killing the beast.
Let's go.
Be murdering.
Hey, you say I be killing the beat.
Fuck your bitch and put my hat back on. I'm the man.
Hey.
Say it again. Got a lot of niggas hating.
I ain't playing with them.
I'm the best. I'm playing my jams in the crib or the whip and wherever I am. Never been in the Navy, but I'm a veteran, and you can compare me to them and see how much better I am.
Yes, y'all.
Yeah, get up. Get
Much
up,
love
get
to
up,
y'all.
Get up.
We appreciate y'all very much. Thank you for coming back for more trial updates. We'll be back tomorrow. Yes, we will.
Sending peace, love, light, blessings, and protection, and prayers up for Louisiana.
Yes, ma'am. Prayers up for Louisiana and everybody. Much love.